Hey guys, welcome back. In this video I'll show you how to season the clay pots, the cooking ones. In the last video I have shared my clay pot collection. Please do visit. I'll share the link in the description box. For this we need starch. So if you don't have starch, you can do it with the plain water. So I had very little starch, and along with it I added the plain water. We have to see to that the clay pot gets completely immersed inside water. So this was the procedure which have been followed long years ago, and the same procedure I have been taught, and I'm following the same with all the clay pots I use for cooking. So this is mainly done to remove the raw smell of the clay pot, so that once we start cooking, it naturally inherits the smell and flavor of the oil and the cooking materials we use. So the next day, this is you can see how it has become shiny. I also shared in my previous video how to select the good clay pots, and so this is how it should be. It should be in a natural color, and there should not be any artificial red colors in clay pots. So without the shiny red colors, it should be bought for cooking. That would be better than the colored ones. So the black ones are different, even that we can use for cooking. And so this is how it looks after 2 nights and a day completely. So now you can remove it off from the starch water, and you can get into the next step. So both got nicely immersed, and you can see the sticker in the middle, that it will automatically go off once when we wash it now. After removing from starch, just you can wash the clay pots with plain water without using any steel scrubber or the dishwashing liquid, and with plain water and your hand you can wash it and place it on the stove top in a very low flame. If you are keeping it in a high flame, it might crack sometimes. So in order to avoid that, you have to keep it in a very low flame till it completely gets dried. In the next step, we are going to coat the clay pot with oil. That is the final step. So in order to get it completely coated properly with oil, it has to be dried properly. This you can do even under sun. Sun drying can also be done. Once it gets completely dried and cooled, you can apply few drops of oil. I am using sesame oil. You can either use coconut oil or the groundnut or any oil of your choice. So you need not pour more oil. A teaspoon of oil, less than a teaspoon of oil would do. So I am just applying it and coating it all over the clay pot. So this is how you should do. Once it is completely cooled, you can do this. You can either use a cloth to do this procedure. So I am just applying with my hand. This avoids the food sticking at the bottom, and also it gives a non-stick effect to the clay pot. So it is done. It will look very polished and shining. I'm going to repeat the same to the other one.
It's been way too long since I almost caught her. Baby, let me lay here a while until my heart.
Now the clay pots are ready for cooking. This is the method I usually do with the new clay pots I get for cooking. Just leave it for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes you can wipe off the excess oil with the tissue. Another simple method of seasoning is just fill the pots with plain water, Keep it for 2 to 3 days and then heat the pot along with water 2-3 times. So this also helps to get rid of the raw smell of the clay pot, and also it gets seasoned. And after that you can follow the same procedure like applying oil and other things. You can pour off the water, make it dry, and then apply oil. So this is a very simple step of seasoning the clay pot. Now coming to the maintenance and the benefits of cooking with clay pots. So always use wooden spatula in order to avoid the corrosion of the bottom. So I prefer wooden spatula while cooking with the clay pots, and it always retains the color of the food we cook and also the flavor of the food. So the food tastes very good while cooking using clay pots, and it will be organic, and since there is no any chemical reaction, it retains the nutrition and it is completely organic. So in recent days many have started using the clay pot. One best thing about the clay pot is that since it has uniform heating, it helps us to cook the food in a fast manner, and even after you switch off the flame it keeps on boiling. So accordingly you have to switch off the flame some 5-10 minutes before, and it is better to have separate pots for veg and non-veg since it keeps the flavor intact. Sometimes you can notice the mixed flavors, and also separate pots for the oil and watery food. So yeah, that's it, the seasoning, maintenance and the health benefits of cooking with clay pot. And then when you feel any difference with the taste of the food, or if there is any leakage or any crack in the clay pot, you can replace it. Other than that, if you maintain properly, you can use it for many years. And yeah, hope this video was useful. Switch from non-stick to clay pot cooking. Eat healthy, be healthy, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.